welcome to Saxon Math Course 2. Today we're doing Lesson 14, which is all about problems about parts of a whole and simple probability. Our objectives for today: after this lesson you should be able to solve and write one-step word problems about parts of a whole, write equations for word problems about parts of a whole, and find the probability of an event. So review from last lesson. We talked about problems about equal groups. They follow number of groups times number in each group equals total pattern. So today we're going to start off by talking about problems that involve parts of a whole. These are usually word problems that involve fractions or percents. So we need to understand what a whole means in fractions and percents. So a whole, when we're talking about a fraction, is a fraction that has the same number for a numerator and a denominator, like 4/4 would be a whole, or 10/10 would be a whole. For percent, a whole means 100%. So remember those two things. Here's an example of one of these problems. 1/3 of the students attended the game. What fraction of the students did not attend the game? So our two parts we're talking about, the ones that did attend the game and the ones that did not attend the game, when we add those together, they should equal a whole. So remember, we start with a fraction here, 1/3. So a whole in this problem would be 3/3. So if 1/3 attended the game, the pattern would look like this. 1/3 is the part we know, plus the part we don't know, equals 3/3, which is the whole. So in order to solve a missing number in addition, we subtract. 3/3 minus 1/3 equals 2/3. 2/3 of the students did not attend the game. Let's look at another example, this time using percent. So Melisenda's science beaker is 61% full. What percent of her beaker is empty? Remember, the whole beaker is 100%. So if 61% is full, the pattern looks like this. 61% is the part we know. We don't know the other part that's not full. And 100% is the whole. So we solve by subtraction. 100% minus 61% is 39%. Second part of our lesson is probability. Probability is always shown as a fraction, and the fraction is always the number of favorable outcomes over the number of total outcomes. Favorable outcomes will be whatever the question is in the math problem, whatever they're asking for. And then on the bottom, you put everything that could possibly happen. A probability of 0 means an outcome is impossible. A probability of 1 means the outcome is certain, it's definitely going to happen. And a probability halfway between those two, 1/2, means an outcome is equally likely to happen or not happen. So if the probability of rain was 1/2, that means there's just as good a chance it will rain as it won't rain. Here's an example. Bob has a bag that contains 4 red marbles and 5 blue marbles. What is the probability of Bob choosing 1 red marble without looking? The total number of outcomes is 9 because there are 9 marbles, and the number of favorable outcomes is 4 because there are 4 red marbles, and that's what Bob is talking about choosing. So that means our probability of choosing a red marble is 4/9. Now remember, if you look at this though, if 1/2 means that you're equally likely to have something happen or not happen, since 4/9 is less than 1/2, Bob is less likely to choose a red marble. He's more likely to choose a blue marble. That's all for your lesson today. Make sure you do your practice problems and post any questions that you have to this discussion section so we can talk about them next time. We'll see you in lesson 15.